going to call Merriman Davidson.
Thank you, Mr Chair. I rise to, on behalf of the Green Party, to most certainly oppose the Shop Trading Hours Amendment Bill. And in part one, and I agree with Sir William Seal, so part one actually does refer to amendments in the rest of the parts of the bill. So part one ends up being quite wide. It most certainly is part one of this bill. So basically this bill wants to liberalise Easter trading laws. And in part one specifically, and so this is the 10th attempt in 19 years to liberalise Easter trading laws, Easter Sunday shop trading laws, and the Greens have consistently and continually opposed these proposals because we want to protect workers' rights. Specifically, it is including the lower paid workers and the workers who do not have the choice but to work. If we do not have a nationwide consistent approach to employment laws, and so those workers who won't have the choice but by nature of their jobs and particularly being in the position of needing that job will not be protected and need a nationwide central government consistent approach to have their vulnerable position to take a day off and spend time with their family needs that nationwide protection. So part one does give that decision back to local government in some cases through bylaws making it possible for local government to say we will actually liberalise, we will allow for certain shops in certain areas to continue to trade on what is normally a protected day for workers, one of few protected days for workers. And it is not, I will repeat, it is not the workers who can just take whenever they want off because they are making ends meet, because they've already got loads of money to and can have that choice. They have that choice to take holidays off whenever they want. It is actually the workers who will be vulnerable in this bylaw and local government approach who will be penalised. We have noted that there is some sort of, it seems like there is some sort of attempt to put in a protection for workers to be protected if they want to raise their hand and say, actually, no, I had plans. Doesn't matter what they were, they could be religious, they could be whānau, community plans, events. The bill seems to try and put a protection in, but the Greens say that it would have been better, would have been a more acceptable bill if an offence, if to make compelling an employee to work Easter Sunday could instead be an offence to be prosecuted by the Labour Inspectorate, rather than just a personal grievance. Because if you've got a stronger power, vulnerable workers need a stronger backing to be able to feel more confident to put up their hands and say, yeah, I actually really need to take this day off. So it's sort of, the bill just doesn't go far enough in giving workers that confidence. So again, vulnerable, workers are vulnerable. I do want to pick up on public choice, and I want to maintain that the greater good is actually protecting workers' rights. Public have a whole lot of days currently to be able to shop till they drop, and only, I believe, 12 days that are protected for family time, for community time. So the greater good is most, and this is a personal conscience vote, I understand. I oppose this bill because I firmly believe that the greater good for this country, for our development, for our productivity, is to actually have a nationwide consistent approach to protecting workers as opposed to the so-called public choice to shop. That's actually not being taken away. There are so many other days that we can choose to shop. And so I wanted to stand and support my colleague Mojo Mathers, who absolutely spoke about protecting workers' rights, and endorse the fact Yeah, part one of the Act is actually broad because all of the clauses and the amendments that are being made in part one of the Act cover various other sections of the rest of the Act. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
I'm going to call Kamal Sibaloni.
Mr. Chair.